Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jersey and we are doing an island tour today. And guys, you guys gotta be prepared because we are going to see some amazing builds, some amazing idea. We are going to see pixel art. We are gonna see new lore in Dinkum. Guys, this island has so much to offer, so much to see, so many ideas and inspiration that all of you are gonna grab, are gonna have, and it's just so exciting. So we are visiting Gamermom Island, and it's just such a treat to be here. I've been wanting to come, I've been wanting to see this island for such a long time, and to have this opportunity right now to come to see this island, to speak with Gamermom, and just to interact with everything that we're going to see today is just a privilege, an honor, and I'm just so thankful to be here today to guide you in this tour. Okay, so now we are gonna walk out, we are going to step out, and guys, I was just so excited, just to be here. And as we step out, so this island tour is gonna be a little bit different. Instead of me exploring by myself in the sense of just going where I want, Gamermom is actually gonna walk me to specific areas, specific ways to see this island. So it's gonna be very exciting. I love when people really get on board, they really get excited about their island because they truly want to show it off. So like always, we step out. I love that feel when you step out of the town hall because it's always gonna be so different than everybody's island. I don't know what to expect when I come out. And this one, we have all this open area, and I love this big plaza where every building, everywhere is the centerpiece, is where all the building, where all the shops are at. And I was starting to do my normal walk, right? But then Gamermom's like, hey, let's go over here. I want to show you something. I want to start the tour with this. So I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's go and explore. So, and as we're walking towards that direction, we're going to be able to see part of the town, how the layout of this town is formed. And I like some of these ideas that we see in the corner, just with the fences, just making that little L shape and the pots. Such a good idea and design. It's simple. It brings something to the open area just to, to bring a little extra design, right? The openness is so good. This is why I'm panning the camera, because I like this feel. I like these patterns that we have on the ground, like with the cement and the different tiles that we have. And then this walk right here, and I know we're going somewhere. I know we're going just a little fast, but this walk, look at this walk. It's so nice. It just feels so good right next to the water. The way the passing works with all the lights just around us, with all the benches, with all the palm trees, it's just so good. But okay, so this is the area that she wanted me to show me first, right? And this is one of the first pixel art ideas that we see. So we are looking at, if you look at the mini map, we have a giant shark, and then we have the baby sharks swimming with it, and the whole concept of it was so great. And then the stair is to do the fin of the shark. And look at this. This shark is heading towards the shipwreck. It's like it might have caused the shipwreck. And it's just such a clever idea. I love when you guys are coming up with new ways to interact with the maps, interact with the story, coming up with new ways to create. And this is a pixel art that's under the water, making the shape of a giant shark. And then you got all the baby sharks. I mean, they're normal size, but they look like babies now, all around the big one. And it's just such a great idea. And then to make that happen, you gotta get that item that you drop in the water the day before, so the next day you get a bunch of shark spawn. And it's so great. And this is why one of the reasons she wanted to come here first, just to show this. But look at that, it just looks incredible, and it looks so good. It looks good in person when you're actually looking at it, and then when you look at the map. And then I like this shipwreck idea. I see more people doing shipwrecks in their islands with all the rocks, and it's just amazing to see. I love it. I love how we're incorporating more ideas, more design, more stories. And when I say stories, is that we are putting stories into our island, stories into our build that I think is just, it just makes everything better. It truly does. And then when we come to these island tours, and I hear the stories from them, it just makes the building process even more wonderful, even more enjoyable. Okay, so all right, so we finished the area. We're backtracking. We're going back on this walk, and look at this walk among the water. Look how open, how it feels. I like feeling all this water around me. I like the elevated bridges. I'm a fan of the bridges, guys. And I love to see this. But then I noticed that land bridge. And I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this land bridge. It looks so good. And then if you look at the water, you see the new arches just to give it more design element, more like the water is going through the bridge, through the land bridge, just like that. And I thought like, oh my gosh, I got so excited. And I just needed to go and take a closer look. And look at this pathing. Guys, look at the pathing. Look at the combination. Take it in. Take that screenshot because it's going to be so worth to keep it. Have it in your file. So when you're trying to decide what you want to do, you can look at those pictures. And that's always the most important thing you can do when you're watching all this video is take screenshots of every idea that you see that you would like to do in your own island. But look at this. This is so nice. This is so clever. This is so inspirational. I love seeing things like this, new ways to use the item, ways that we have never thought about using items in the game. And also to give it more design, to give it something more into our islands, even though it's underwater, we can still catch it with our eyes. And I think that just makes it so worth it and so worthwhile. Okay, so now we are continue here and we arrived to the target box, right? And as I was here, I was about to start going towards the deck, and then Gamermom was like, no, come over here first. You need to see this. And I was like, okay, let's go see this. So this is the area where the target box goes and gets their crabs, they get their fish. So we have a cleaning area, their supplies and stuff like that. You can buy fresh fish here, fresh crabs. It's just a little setup that she has for your business because they're selling seafood. It's very nice. It's all fresh, catch of the day, right? And then we're gonna go to her crab farm. And guys, look at the pixel art. Look at the minimap right now. It's just outstanding. Pixel art is becoming more and more of a thing in Dinkum. People are doing videos, people are explaining how that works, and it's just amazing. It's that style, right? And if you're a fan of pixel art and you want to create more things like that in your island, but also making it functional, right? So she did this pixel art, but at the same time, she's using it for her craft farm. And I thought that was brilliant because now you got two things in Dinkum. You are actually doing a build, you're actually doing some pixel art, actually three things, and it's also functional area. And I think this is just amazing. I mean, look at that art. Look at the crab. It looks so good. It stands out so good. The edging, the line is so clean. And then look at that. She put like all the diving, the goggles, the flippers, everything. It's just truly on point. What amazing way to be inspired. And then we go to the back of the restaurant. I like this little section here, the little water, it sets the mood, right? This little waterfall fountain right here. It sets the mood for this deck, for this outdoor area, outdoor patio, scenario that we have right here. And it looks so good. And the combination of the dark wood with the target box is just the perfect combination. It's just that green and the dark wood. It just goes so well together. And I love this multi-level entry. We go up, we get one floor right here, then we go up again one level, and then we get to the next section, and it's so good. And then we got the fish, we got the tables, we got the placeable items, and it's so good. We got one table that looks like they already finished eating and they just needs to be cleaned up. And then we got one that they're just starting to serve all the food, and it's just, look at that, fish and chips. I mean, it's so good to have placeable items now. We have cups, we have drinks, we have teas, we got food, and I can't wait to continue for us to get more and more items like this so we can start using them even more. But then I saw this dog and I was so, I guess I get excited, right? That's the thing with island tours. It's the uniqueness. It's the way people build, the way that people bring their individuality into their builds, you know, their personality. And it's so good. And look at this duck. It's not so big, but it's not small. It's perfect. Everything feels proportional to this sailboat, and I think it works out so good. I like how she do the steps right next to the sailboat to kind of feel like, you know, to go in and out. I think that's a great touch. And look at us right here, just taking it in, taking the view, taking everything that she has done, and it's so beautiful. And then when I was panning the camera, I saw this design outside out of the dock, because from far away you see the palm trees, right? But look at all these flowers, the flower beds, the design, the lily-pilly bushes in the bottom, a little lower, just so we can have just a little bit of water just popping up, and then another layer right underneath. Look at all this detail, you know, that makes the build more colorful. It makes it feel more lush. It makes it feel more alive. It's just truly inspirational work, you know. And we don't do this a lot in the docks, you know, especially making them so beautiful on the outside. I know some people do, but this is another way to grab even more inspirational for all of us, you know, to take it in. So we may not want a plain dog. Maybe we want a dog that is more beautiful, and this is a great dog to take that inspiration. Okay, and as we walk now down this land bridge, look how this feels. It feels great. It feels good. The way the lamps are laid out, the spacing between the lamps, the way it just feels and it's good. Sometimes having a long dock, a long walk makes a big difference. It just makes it feel so good, you know. It's just that viewing, that walk, that experience as you're walking towards the other side. It's just, I don't know, I truly enjoy those type of builds and those type of walk, because it's not short, it's long. It just makes it worthwhile. And this boat docking area, you know, is great. It reminds me of the one that I've done in the past, having all this the animal houses right under the water so you can park the boats. It's great, you know. Guys, screenshot moment. This is, look at this, look at that view. It's simple, but it's so good. And you know, and that's why I like to emphasize this, you know, not everything has to be so decorated to feel like you got something good. It's just sometimes simplicity can come a long way in designing, you know, because when we think in real life, in real scenarios, when we really go to a dock, you know, they're not just overpopulated with flowers and trees, you know, it's just a dock, you know. And sometimes seeing that type of build like this in this area like this is just so good to feel and to experience. And then standing here, this view towards the town, look at, that's just gorgeous. It's completely gorgeous. Okay, so we're gonna continue to walk. We are continuing to walk this area, this section of the town right here. And you know, I was watching this and I was looking at it. I was like, you know what? We don't use the well that much. I'm one of those that forget about this item, and I like how she incorporated it here. Look how she decorated around it with the flower boxes. She put some benches. She puts the well on the top, and it looks so good. You know, it's an item that we don't get to use a lot, you know, in our builds. And going forward, that is something that I'm gonna try to be better at. You know, use the well, incorporate it into builds, you know, that makes sense. But that way we have another element of design and item placement in our islands. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna continue to walk. We're looking behind the shops right here. Everything looks nice, very green. The trees, I like the open feel. We continue to walk down the sidewalk, and then this caught my eye, and I was like, oh, look at this. I'm so ready to go. The composition's so good. But Gamermom's like, no. We gotta come this way first. That's for later. I was like, okay, I'm gonna trust you. But here, let's take a closer look at this design. I think this is something that we all can use, right? We don't need to have a whole fence. We don't have to do a whole build fencing an area. I like this design. You know, we do a little L shape, and this is something that I see in real life in my actual neighborhood. There's a house that just in the property corners have a build something like this, you know, they have the L shape like a fencing, and then they put some flowers or bench or something, and that's it. And I thought that was so great. Okay, so we get to the bandstand, and I like this design of the bandstand. For a lot of you people out there that would like to have a bandstand in the middle around their shops, take notice. Look at this. Look at the museum in the back. It's perfection. It looks so good behind the bandstand. Like, it just looks incredible. And then look at the area. It's not too big, right? But it's not too small. You feel the openness. Look at all the decorations. I think this bandstand is a good example of what can be done in a center of a town, in a center of the square, when you want to surround the shops around it, right? Is finding that right balance of how big or how small to go, right? Do we go cement? Do we go with the grass? And look at the decoration. It makes it feel very accessible. It makes it feel like a place where people can have a lot of fun. I really like all the water fountain design with the water beds all around it, and then just the one square fountain. I think that design, it really brings another element into this build, because it's bringing this extra water feel to it, right? But the open grass area is what makes this build pop to me, you know? It's perfect because we can walk, we can run, we can celebrate. People can, you know, you can put a picnic blanket, you know, you can imagine so many scenarios in this particular bandstand that it really works. I truly believe that this size is perfect for a bandstand placement, so you can surround it with your builds if you're going for a smaller town feel. And the new carpet like this in front of the bandstand is so great. I would never would have thought about it to use this carpet in front of the bandstand. It works so well. It blends with the dirt so well as well. Like, I really love that. And then this caught my eye. Look at this design. This design right here, take a screenshot right now. Take a screenshot, because this composition, this design, this is a great design for your center in your town, for in front of a building, in front of the museum. This could be a design. You tweak it a little bit, make it your own, and this is an amazing set design piece to allocate in front of your museum. So imagine that what we just saw right here in front of the museum. In your island, it would be so good. But look at this museum. You know, I like making museums. I like to make them grand. You know, not all of them have to be big. Not all of them have to be small. There's a specific taste for everybody. And I like this design, especially when we get to the back of the museum. I know sometimes that's the hardest part to decorate. You know, even myself, I don't do many builds behind the museum, and what she did here is super clever, and we're gonna get to it. But look at this. We got fish on the outside, a little place where people can stand. Look at the fish. It looks so good. The fencing on the top, the composition, the elevation, the flower boxes, the vases, the tiling in the floor. And again, look at this fence with the L shape again. The gold statues, you know, she makes them work. She makes it work so good. And look at the fencing right here on the steps. The way she made it to look like pillars is something that I've done in the past. It works so well right here, you know, and fantastic. And then we get to the back of the museum. And like I mentioned before, decorating the back of the museum, it's not easy sometimes, you know. It's easy to make the front, making something in the back to make it work and flow very well. You know, even myself, I struggle with that. And then she made this area back here, right? Where people can come and study, relax, enjoy. Look at the view as well. We get the land bridge. We get the boardwalk. We get all of that. We get the ocean. We get that view, you know, and it's so great. Look at the items. Look at the composition. The copper fence really works back here with all the copper lamps. The way she matched all this to look so good. And then look at the view towards the town. Viewpoint, guys. Viewpoint. I just love this. I truly love this. These are the things that really gets us excited, that I know you guys are taking screenshots, because this is so important. Look at this library outside, and look at the details. Look at the plush toys. They're just out there. The books in different areas. This is just truly remarkable, truly inspiration, using the different type of furniture pieces to really work with the color and the combinations, you know, also using the line, also using the vines right here is, you know, look at that flower on the top. That's so great. I forget that we can put the flower pots on top of bookcases, and it's just so great to see it here to remind us of ways we can use the items and to bring that extra element of realism and more views and something extra towards the build. I love this area. I love the way it came out for the vacuum museum. Guys, I hope you're taking screenshots because this is just so good for inspiration. And look at this view. Take it in. These are ideas. Look at how wonderful that looks, you know. And I know a lot of people want this. A lot of people want an open field town area where you put the buildings. And this is a great design, a great layout, a great inspirational for you to take. And then look at this nice seating area. I like how she uses all the different fences, you know. Look, we got the white picket fence, we got the hedges, and then more out here, we got the normal, like the white fence, just very rustic. It's just, she uses all these extra fencings, all these extra, and the combination, look. And then we're gonna go right over here, and she also using the normal cement fence that is not one that we see all the time, right? And look how she used that, and then right behind it, she does the hedges again. That combination is really good, especially right behind it, because you get that little extra view, right? The cement is just a little lower, you get the hedges just a little taller, and it gives you that nice little feel and look, and it's just great. And this nice seating area right here, and then this bridge, right? I love how she just incorporated this bridge for design and aesthetic. Gives you a little elevation. You can look across the river and look at that view. And again, hey town, every time we stand in different area and take it all in, it looks so beautiful. And look at this other side. Screenshot time, guys. Screenshot. Look at the spacing. Look at the way she has everything spread out. It's good, guys. It is amazing. And okay, all right. I just so excited. I'm so excited just to even explain what I'm looking at and what I'm feeling is so good. Okay, so we wanna see what she has done behind these buildings, right? Especially behind the bank. And look at this composition of the fountain. Guys, again, screenshot time. Let's take a screenshot. Take this in, because this is a great design. The way she used the steps, the water fountain in the middle, right? And then you can incorporate that, and then you can tweak it. You can make it your own. Look at this little workshop area behind the furniture store. You know, you got your workbench, you got your saw, you got a little seating. And again, look, it's not overcrowded. You don't have to make him crowded. You don't have to fill every single corner. I think that's something that I'm slowly learning. We're slowly learning, and it's not everything has to be every square to the fullest, right? Because look at this, how beautiful this is. And look at this. I'm so excited to get back here. Like, oh man, all that nature, it looks so great. And that was the next area she was gonna take us. And I was like, yes, because, oh my goodness, these views. Okay, so something great that Gamermom is, is the way she's using nature to her advantage. The way she's decorating. Look at all the flower pots decorated in the floor, right? Like, I'm not like that. You know, it's hard for me to think like this, but seeing it here really inspired me, you know. So when I try to work on more nature designs, areas like this, I can be better, you know. And this motivates me that I know how beautiful it can look, how well all of this can work, and I'm just so excited, you know. And look at how big this area is. I think this is a really amazing area when it comes for all the flowers, for all the shops right here, you know. And I like, again, look at everything. Do you see all those L-shaped fences everywhere? It just really works so well. Like instead of putting fences everywhere, just put a little L shape here and put something in front of it inside that little square, and it just brings elements. It just brings something to look at, and it's just amazing. I like this pond. Look at all the ponds. Look at everything that she used, the sugar canes, the flowers, just everything. It's just deep. There's rocks, there's mushrooms, there's lily pads. Oh man, my goodness, Gamermom, you have done such an amazing area. So many great designs. Look at the bee houses right over here around all the flowers. Of course, that makes perfect sense, you know. All of this design, you know, the elevated little like mountain right here, or hill, or and look at the lamps, just strategically, right? Like that level of thinking, you know, how to do nature, but then how to add a little bit of design aspect, because in real life you don't find stuff like this, but how you make it feel real at the same time, but also looks so good in the game. I love this pond. I did my first pond, but this pond has inspired me to make better ponds, to utilize more plants, more ideas, to make those ponds feel more real, feel heavy with nature. And I was just like, I told her, I was like, I'm so excited about this. I think this is just amazing. I think a lot of people are going to take so much inspiration. Look at the passing. What she has behind the greenhouse is Gamermom. What can I say? It's just so good. Okay, so now we get to the mining area, right? This is where she's harvesting a lot of her stuff. We got the quarry, we got the mining entrance, and I like how she hid this from the town, right? It's behind this little hill area. So if you're walking dead center in the town, you don't see it, but you just curve a little bit and here it is, right? And I like how she has all this platform, kind of like safety. You want to make it safe and all of that. We got the mining entrance right over here, and then we have her little house for the mining, so if you need to sleep and all that stuff right away, you come back here. And I like all this composition, charging stations. So many people do this, and I think it's so great. They use one of the guest houses, they design it to be part of the mine, so when you come with friends and you're going down to the mines, you got a quick way to sleep, gather your resources, charging station. I think it's just amazing. It's just another level of thinking that I think everybody should start doing. A mining area with their houses and all of that. I like this little composition. It's just out here. It look really beautiful with the vines and all of that, with the kettle for make the coffee. It's just really great. And look at this. Look at this other area right here. This bench just looking over this side of the town. It's just a perfect location just to see it. I like that she has that. She has all these seating areas that when you sit, you have amazing view, and the freelies in their own encasement right there is, again, top notch. But now we get, this walkway right here is, look at it. Look at the hedge-art. Look at the lamppost. How well that looks. The separation. Look at all the flower boxes. Look at everything. I mean, this composition right here is just on point. Like on point. It's perfection. It's really good. Again, another screenshot worthy moment for you to take so you can bring this into your island and make it your own. It's just, with a few tweaks, you can make it exactly the same, because if it works for your island, that's great. Look at this view. Look at this view. I can't stop. I can't stop admiring her work. It's just so amazing. I just love it. That feel that it gives you every time we get to an area and you can take the town in is truly, truly wonderful. Okay, so we're gonna get to this area. It's gonna be like a little zoo area. We're gonna have animals, enclosing animals. I like how we have some of the kangaroos for the Christmas time that she actually saved, that they're right here. I like this area. Look at this composition. Look at how this hill, she decorated it, makes it really good with the tree, with the flower boxes. The whole composition, again, is so good. When it comes to nature, Gamermom, you're up there with the best. It's so well decorated. So we get to this little area right here where you can play checkers. I think I've seen this before. It's such a good idea. And you play checkers. This is something that you see in real life in different places, and she makes it work right here. And look at this walkway. I like that we actually go down. We go down a level. Look at all the fish, and then we have to go up. I think as a design aspect, the way we have to go down, the way we have to go this way, then we have to go up. And look at all the fencing on the top, right? You feel this enclosure. If I feel like I went to one of those theme parks, right? And we're gonna get ready and you go down and then you get to the next opening, the next section of the park. That's what I felt like. I think she created that feeling so well. It looks so good. And then we get to the animal enclosures. So all these different sections, we have different animals, enclosures. It's a nice touch, right? A lot of people like to do this. They like to create zoos, petting zoo areas where they can just see the animals, right? And it's it's a great idea. You know, a lot of people do this. But this Christmas section is amazing. Look at the Christmas tree she created right here with the stars. Guys, screenshot it, because Christmas time is gonna come and we wanna do this. Put this in your file of ideas for the future. But look at the corners, all the gift boxes and all that. I know a lot of you guys don't have the Christmas item, especially if you're playing vanilla. But Christmas season is gonna come back, and this is gonna come back, and we're gonna collect all those items. And that little build right there was truly perfection. Okay, and as we walk, you're gonna see these little holes right here, right? Those little holes has little garden lamps sunk in, and then at night it gives it this nice glow. They look like lights that coming up from the floor, like a little floor lights, and I think it's so great, you know, because it's small enough that it doesn't bother the eye, right? You can continue walking, you see a lamp, and you continue walking. It kind of, you know, it looks really good. She makes it work for this area the way it's supposed to be, and I like this layout. I like that the way she has everything laid out is simple. I like the iron fence. I like the hedges framing the inside of the different animal areas. And I think it works really well. Let it be nature. Let it be simplicity. Let the animals be and do their job. And so we can just enjoy it and look at it. And as we continue to walk, you know, the way she has laid out all these areas with the curving, the way we curve, the way you can see all the areas like right here. Once I saw this again, I was like, wow, look at this view. Look at this view. It's truly so amazing. You know, I like this, you know, and the great thing as we notice in this island, right, is very flat, right? There's some elevation, but a lot of it's flat. And then she makes, you know, because a lot of times the viewpoints, you know, you make them because, oh, this area is high, this area is low, we see this here, we see this from the top and it looks down. But she makes this work. And I think part of it because the areas are so open that you can see through far away, you can see through the distance. And I think that works out really great. So this is a little builds for like areas. And that was like, you can get the muse and then put them there and then go around. So it's really cool because those things are in real life. You know, here's like a little tractor ride right here. And you imagine if we have like a tractor hayride, that'd be so good. Maybe in the future, you never know. Maybe we get hay and we can decorate it in a really cool way, or a little car attachment for the tractor so we can pull it. I don't know. You know, there's possibility. The ideas are great. But then we get to this section over here. And then we get to a maze, you know, and it's so great. You know, a lot of people do great mazes. It's a great addition to an island. You know, you can see it through the minimap. I know it's not the best thing sometimes because, you know, you can see through the minimap, you can see how you get out. But as a design, as a concept, you know, has how we can go in over here, have a really great time, and then come out at the end is really good. And it's so fun, you know, and you know, you can do it with corn, you can do it with wheat, there's different ways to do this. And look, and this is the maze, this is how it looks in the map, and it's just really great, you know. So we're not gonna do the whole maze. We went in and now we're about to get out. But I wanted to show how we get out. It's really good. It feels like when I go in fall and when I go to a corn maze, it really works. It looks fantastic. Then we got all these produce over here because at the same time they're selling, you know, it's you go to those places and they're selling the produce, you go to the maze, and it's just the whole composition. Another great idea for builds for your islands if you like that type of farming activities to put in your island, and I think it's really great. Okay, and look at this composition right here. Look at the vine wall hiding some of those orchards in the back. Look at this fountain over here. Again, really nice decorated. We got the store right over here where you can buy. Look how she's using the statues to have like clerks or people behind mandating this. It gives a little more depth, right? Gives a little more of that illusion that works really well. And then all the crates, all the new crates, all the placeable items. It's just so good to see again. And this section right here, this again, get ready, screenshot time. Look at the layout of this right here. four corner sitting area. You can harvest, you can pick your items. It's really good. You got a little sitting area where you can rest, you can pick. It's kind of, you go here, you go pick it in, you get what you want, and then you go to the front and you pay. And it's, those stories, those ideas, that's what works, and I like all these details. You got the little boombox in the floor, look at the chairs, look at the ottoman, using all those different colors, using different type of furniture, just to bring the build a little more to life, right? And then look at this lavender field right behind here. It's so beautiful. Surrounding the trees just makes it so special, so good. Ideas like this is what every islands need. We sometimes need this type of area, this type of corners that if you don't know what to do, these are the inspiration right here. And then I noticed this bridge. And again, you guys know I love my bridges, especially elevated. And look at this. So great. And then I saw this and I was like, oh, this looks so good. I love walkways like this. But I could not go in there yet. She was calling me. She's like, no, not just yet. Let me show you this other area right here. So this is a little she does her kettle, she does like the brewing over here. I like how she left some of the crops really dead, they're not growing anymore. And I think it really gives, I think this is something that more people need to do, especially in your farm areas. You can have it like really pretty, but you can have a section or areas that the crops weren't successful, they didn't grow the way they needed to grow. And I think it's really because it gives you this other feeling when you look at it, and when you see it through it, it gives you a different feeling. But this walker right here, it reminds me when I did that showcase build of Stefafa, and just the walkway, how beautiful it looks, how it feels. Having benches in between here, it looks so good. The way she does her pathing with the different dirt prints, just alternating, and then grass, and then dirt, and then grass, and dirt, is just amazing. And then leading towards this bridge. The whole composition is amazing, and I love it. I love the field. This is the bridge that we saw on the lavender field. So it's just, everything is well connected. The island is flowing so well, and it's hard to do sometimes, it takes me time to plan, but look at this. Look as we approach. Look at this pond. Now we're entering her dog park area. This is one of those areas that she loves. This is an area that she has spent time dedicating, building for her dogs. And it's just truly amazing work. This pond is amazing. Look at all the decoration. I just had to take it in. This is one of those things that I just stood here to take this build in as I talk with Gamermom. I just was blown away. Places like this, ideas like this, the way you decorate, the way you place all the items, is so unique to her style right now. As we keep exploring the island, you can see it, you can feel it. We have a little bench over here. I love the copper fence in this area. It just works. It looks so good. And this is an area that there's a lot of dog spawn. And it's so good because you get all these other dogs around this area. They're walking, they're swimming, they're just all over the place. And it's so great to see it, to feel it. It's just so much fun. And I really love this pond. I stay focused right over here because I wanted to see all the details, all the different plants, all the different flowers, how deep she went, how green it looks down there. Like there's all these mossy algae grass growing on the bottom of the ponds that makes it feel really realistic. Like look at this dog. It's so cute. It's just swimming and coming, and it's amazing. It truly is. I just, again, we stood here, and this is a good way to take it in. Really observe all the detail, all the flower, the composition, the lighting, the way she put the lighting, because this idea, you can build it your own. You can find a pond that looks like this and make it your own. Tweak the items, tweak the flowers, make it fit the style that you're working on your islands, but I'm noticing that more and more people are doing ponds, more people are decorating their ponds, and to make it fit the flow of your island or town. And I think it really brings so much beauty into the area. And I love this little bridge again. It's just this little details. Look at this. It's like you didn't need it, but she added it, and it just works so good. And look at this dog going across the ramp. Oh, so good. You know, it's just a place where the dogs can play. You're training your doggies. You know, different areas that dogs can play, jump on these different items. You can sit, you can watch your pets, and it's great. This dog park is really good. You know, it's something very popular. More people are doing this in their islands, and it's great to see places like this, you know, their own ways, their own take, how big it is, how small it is. You know, this one is a big one. This is a big dog park area, and I think it's truly amazing. You know, again, look, another bridge just out there. I like this idea of placing these bridges just for decorating, even if there's no water, just to have them as decoration pieces. I think it works so well. Here we have a little fountain. The dogs can even come here and drink and all of that. It's just, or cool off. Maybe they need to cool off and they go over here and they get on the water and to cool down. It's really good. And then we get to a memorial area. She told me her story about her dog that passed away. It's such a good, you know, it is. It was hard because I want to admire this so much. She has so much sentimental value behind this bill. You know, her emotions, you know, the love that she had for her dog is so amazing. And then it's a good memorial area for that, you know. And, you know, even though it's meant for that, but look at the composition, look at the bill, look at the way she did it. This is also something that if you want to do a memorial area on your island, maybe for another pet that you had, maybe for a person or something, you can add this, you know, and it's really great, you know. The way she's using all the street sign to make this area feel more encaged, more just enclosed, I think it's really good, you know. I love the flag on the pole right back here. It really adds something to the bill, you know, and it's one of those areas that, you know, there was so much love and passion when she was telling me the story that even though I'm so excited about the bill, I want to respect, I want to honor her sentimental, you know, of that bill. But then we get this other section right over here that is a little doggy ice cream area or pet treats area, and I thought that was so cool because in dog parks they do have that. You know, you got all these carts that people can buy doggy treats on the spot, and it's just amazing. Another great idea that she added to the dog park. But look at this. Now we get to her home, to her area, and look at this field of flower surrounding her area. I love this. You know, I'm not good at this. You know, adding fields of flower is not something I want to improve, you know, and places like this really inspire me to do this. We can see across this town. Look, we see the bank, we see the bandstand. It's just so good, and I like this feel, and I like where when you sit you get all this nice view of the flowers, you know, going over here you see some Christmas trees. Look how we pan the camera. It's just amazing. The new archways so you can walk through the pathing, you know, the jacaranda tree just standing tall right here, adding extra color into this area. Again, you know, these are ideas that, you know, if you're stuck in your islands and you got this open area, make it a field of flower. Look at how pretty this looks. Look what it brings to the island, to the design, to the area, you know, and it's fantastic to look at. It is gorgeous to look at, you know, and look at this pathing as we go through here. And then this is one of her favorites, you know, this little plant. She wants this plant that you find on the underground, the chump, to be added, the real one, so we can actually collect it. And I can't wait for the interview portion because she's so excited about that. But we don't want to give away what we talk about in the interview. But look at this. Look at her army protecting her home. It's so amazing. She is a fan of this plant, and it's just amazing. And again, it's just the composition, the way everything looks. So now we're gonna go behind the house and look at this little storage area. She wanted to make it feel like you're going down to a basement and something like that behind the house. I think it works really well. I think the idea is excellent. You know, again, more ideas for us to try to do in this game. You know, and look at this. Again, another jacuzzi area, another hot spring area, whichever version you want to look at it. Look at how deep it is. I think this is really great. And with the ottoman, you can kind of sit on the water. This, again, adding more ideas like this into your islands is really good. She also has a helipad. Look at how beautiful it is, you know, straight to the point, little design, little fencing, mushroom. It looks so good. And then we get to her crafting area. you know. And she mentioned it's not big, it's very simple, you know, and simplicity is good. Sometimes this is what you need. This is all you need to keep working on your islands. You don't need something massive, you know. You don't need a whole different island just for your crafting and materials. You know, she has her own way to approach the game, and you can see it right here. Plus she has all these extra storage crates all in different places of the island, and she knows where things are at, so it really works on her favor, you know. But it looks really good. So if you're intimidated by big building areas, right, this is a good one to look at, you know. And look at this, her doggos in the backyard, really nice. I like how clean, how everything good, how open it feels, you know. Everything's mowed, everything's well decorated. It's just really beautiful to look at and take in. And then I get to this community pool area back here, and I love the lifeguard area. I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. The way she designed the steps, the way she put the chair and the umbrella. But then she called me over, couldn't finish that, went over here, and look at this. We're sitting in the picnic blanket, you know. And of course it's an illusion depending how you handle the camera, but I think I saw this in one other island. It was Spark the Fire, and now seeing it here again, I really love this idea. I really love this design. It feels like you're more connected to the items when you put them down in the picnic table. I think it's just truly amazing. And then guys, the chair that we all love that Soho came out, you know. Now she just did only the backside, and then the rest is on, it's just the towel and then the backside going up. I think this is great because we can have the chair that we can build, then we can have the another one lower just like this, and have multi-level visual points when it comes to chairs in the beaches area. And I think this is great. I was so happy to see this design. I was so happy because guys, it's gonna give us more variety when we start decorating. It's just really good. And again, I had to come back here, I had to sit down, I had to see this composition. It's really well done. The way the stairs are made, you get this little platform, you sit right here, and then you're just taking care of the pool area. And it's just amazing. I love that sitting area for the lifeguard. So again, another great moment for a screenshot right here. And then she has a little sitting area. You know, you swim, you do this, you're hungry, now you come over here, you get some food, you eat, you feel great. And again, and like, look at the background. Everything just looks so good. Everything just looks so good. All the rivers, all the fencing. Look at this little corner with the fountain just right over here as you're walking, you know, through all this pathing and all this area. And again, I like this, the way she surrounded it with all these bushes, with the flower, with the red. The coloring is really good, you know. And look at this right over here. It's just so much to see, so much to explain, so much to take in. That's why I keep saying, guys, take screenshots of the things that you see, that you like, that are inspiring. And look at this cage area. You know, I call it a cage, you know, for the light area. It just feels so good. And then when you see all the flowers through the lights, it's truly beautiful. Look at this. And the pathing leading away right here, and look at the post, and look at the hibiscus. And then, you know, this is the Christmas fence, and it just has a little green around it, and it's just so good. And then, oh man, it's just everything. Look at the bank back again, this area and this island, you know, a lot of flat area, but look at the visual as you can see across the island, how beautiful everything looks, you know, the openness, you know, it's just truly amazing. Okay, so we get to this area, right? And this is weapons training area. So here we come to train for PvP, something that James is working on, something that right now is in the test beta phase. So we can start building our own arenas, our own area, so we can do some PvP fun with friends, you know. And this area is big, and this was designed even before the PvP area, just for the bow and arrow, you know. But it's amazing. So she has like these little structures right over here. So you come in, you have no weapons, right? So you gotta find your weapons. So you gotta go to this area. They're well hidden. You find the chest. You hopefully find a chest that has a weapon. So when we open this chest right over here, let's see what we find. And then you can find a bow, you can find a slingshot. Okay, so we find the slingshot, but there's no ammo, right? So now we gotta go and run and find the ammo. So, and there's all these crates, there's all these things spread out through here, you know, and then you gotta find the emos that you want. And this idea is really clever, you know, because it makes you want to you need to find the weapons, you need to find the ammo, you can only pick one, what you want to use, you know. And then now that we have all the other weapons available to us, you know, it's gonna be so much fun. And I want to see how Gamermods continue to develop this area now that PvP is a real thing, you know, and more weapons, more areas, more ways to approach, because before it was long range weapons, right? The bow arrow or the slingshot, but now we have more. So it's gonna be really great to see how this area that she has created is gonna evolve. But it's really cool, you know, you get all these statues in different areas, places where you can hide, where you can take cover, you can go up and then you can jump down. There's just so much fun to be had in areas like this, and I love seeing it. I love seeing how people are taking this concept of PvP and building their own arenas and areas so they can have fun with friends. Okay, so now we walk over this bridge, and again, take it in. Look how beautiful all the flowers, the arrangement, the placement on the street. And one thing, you know, I keep saying the openness, and you can tell it's the placement of the trees. It's not overdone. You can see through the trees, you can still see and feel the trees in the areas. But that's not what overtakes the beauty of the openness, right? It's the concept of having all these flowers and all this design across the bottom underneath the trees. So that attracts more of your eyesight. That's why you see the most when you're looking at all these fields, right? And then we get to her little racetrack. And this design, and again, I love how more people are doing racetracks. Now we got the youths. You never know, maybe we get a racetrack, a go-kart or a race car. Who knows what James is gonna keep adding into the game. Then we get different places where we got all the streamer shirts incorporated into the racetracks, and I think this is great, you know. And then of course, I have to test it out. We have to see how she built this and how it feels and how it flows. And again, you know, not every racer has to be so elaborate or with these traps and stuff like that. I like this one a lot because it's fun. You go, you gotta time it very well, you continue, it's kind of long, you got all these obstacles right here, like all that wood pieces, like if you hit it, you bounce off, but you can get back on the track real quickly, like right here. If you miss that, then you gotta try it again. The fire, you can actually catch fire if you touch it. It's just these little nice elements in the game that are really nice that she incorporated into her little racetrack, and that's it. Look at how nice, how simple, but it's fun, you know? And first place, alright. I was the only one competing, but I still made it first, you know? So first place, I get the first gold trophy, so excited. But, you know, we're gonna continue to look at this area, look at the little markets, stalls, and area, another place where you can buy shirts, you got your helmets, you know, and then she made a bathroom area back here. I think this is really clever, really good. You use one side over here, you got a changing table for the baby, stuff like that. You got your, you know, your little dump all the stuff over there. You got your sink, you wash your hands, you know, the imagination that we have, that people have to create this concept in this build. Now we need actual toilets, James. You know, just toilets to decorate more out here. That'd be really great. And again, sitting areas. Look at this composition right here. I like this corner a lot. I like the different levels that we go from low to another higher to another higher to little corner. It's a little like pyramid shape. It's really well, you know, and it brings elevation. It brings decorated. Instead of just being flat, it just brings this elevated high into the build. I like this also metal pillars right here. That's with the tin fence. She made those poles look really nice. It really works so good. So good in this build, you know. But okay, so look at this section right over here. This looks amazing. Again, a little drink stall right over here, so people understand. They come over here and they can get and drink. And then we move on to the bumper jet ski area. Some fun that people can have while the parents are watching the race. Maybe the kids want to have some fun back over here, or maybe the parents too. Maybe they all want to have fun, you know. And areas like this, making mini games with the vehicles is so much fun, you know. And look at this, it's just fun. It's always fun to just play and have a great time with any friends and you invite over. And again, another lifeguard area, because you know somebody can get knocked off out of the jet ski and they need some help, so we do have safety in mind in this area. And again, look at this, another beautiful bridge. connecting to the river. Look at this. It's just really amazing. I love these bridges everywhere. They just arch. They just look so good. And then we're gonna walk over here. We're gonna go over this little bridge. This area was already looking good. And the great thing, is, as you notice, I don't open my map. That was part of the rule. Don't open your map because she wants to, so I can be super surprised on what's coming next. And guys, we're about to see what's coming next. You can already see it on the mini map, but I was trying not to look at it. And look at this. Now walking here, I was like, whoa, what is this? This looks, the feel of it inside this area is amazing. It just feels so great. I feel like I enter almost to a stadium, but I know it wasn't a stadium. And then she's like, look at the map. And then I was like, oh my word. She did a pixel art of a bee. This is a bee farm area. And it's just amazing. It truly is amazing. Look at the area. Look at all the bee farm. And then I like how she incorporated all the flowers in between each of the houses. It's truly, I love ideas like this, especially the way she's using pixel art to incorporate it into her builds. I love pixel art, and it's great, but the way she's doing hers, also adding it into a build, into idea, into the concept of the design makes it even better for me, because I'm all about designing. I'm all about the structure and the frames and how everything works together. And this just looks so good. And then we got our honey stalls, we got sitting area, we got the cashier, you can buy your honey. And it's just, again, amazing work, amazing design, amazing concept for you guys. Again, screenshot, and more screenshot. I told you, this island is just worthy of so many screenshots for you to take to save for all the future projects that you're gonna have. And then we get to Cozy Grove. And we get to this area, and guys, look at this. Look at this idea. She was so excited. I'm in love with this. I mean, look at my voice. Hear my voice. I'm in love with this idea, design. She buried the trees even lower. She's using this arch, the wooden arch, and she's letting the trees hang inside. I had to take it slow. We had to walk it. We had to experience this feel. And this is just truly brilliantly made, design, amazing. I know she said she took inspiration from me, from my canopy design, but she went beyond that, and it's truly amazing. And now I know I can make mine better. And this is, again, why I love island tours. This is why we love to come out here. Look at this view from the top. Look how it glows. I love the glowing. I like how all this light is coming through from the bottom. The lighting in this game is amazing. It's top-notch light work. I just love this. I'm in love with it. I'm truly in love with this walkway, and I'm excited for you guys to do this more and more, to make walkways like this in your islands, to make it feel, and a longer one. And then we get out, right? And look at this, sunflower. Look at this feel, look at this view, and we get into the next pixel art project. Guys, a sunflower. It's so good. It's just truly amazing work. And again, I know the feel of flower. I know the place where you can just sit. I like this lighting right here. Look at how nice that glows. That entryway, and look at all the flowers. It's just so beautiful. It's a nice area to come, to relax, to walk around. And look at the water structure in the back. All that waterfall hitting this little area is just truly breathtaking. As we speak, we just look at the whole area. Look at all the trees surrounding this area. It's Gamermom. You just stealing my breath. You just stealing my heart. It's just the composition, all the design, all the work is truly wonderful. And I like these bridges just for design aspect. There's no point. it's just a design archways right on the top, really tall. It really makes a statement to coming through here. You know, it's truly wonderful. Look at this doggo sleeping. I mean, even the doggo loves this flower field, so we must love it. You know, it's just truly amazing, and I love it. And I like this composition. I like this entryway with the bridges. Just feels really good. And then of course I have to look at this little water structure right over here, because you guys know I love my waterworks. I like my waterfalls. I like anything that has to do with water design. And look at this. This is incredible. This is top notch. Just look at this. I mean, again, seating areas that look amazing when you sit in front of the builds. Screenshot, take it in, guys. Truly, you know, take inspiration. And this here, right here, is really cool. I did something similar in my pond, you know, a bridge that leads into the water, and that's it. And she did it here. We have a seating area. Again, look at this view. Look at the back trees. Look at how good. It's the idea, right? Open field surrounded by trees, and that's the trick. That's the idea that she has been able to do in this amazing town, in this amazing island. I love this bridge. I love the way it ends. It's just amazing. Okay, so this is one of these areas. She sent me a little sneak peek a while back, right? And she made her own auto dealership. And I know many people are gonna right away do this. This is truly fantastic. You know, we need this. This is a place, every island, I want one. You know, I know all the streamers are gonna do this. All the content creators, we're gonna do this. A place where you can buy your tractors, your jet skis, your utes. I like the gold ones, super elevated right there, showcasing. It's just truly beautiful idea, design, and it's so smart to do something like this in an island that I think we're all in love, right? We all love this. This is great, you know, and I can see, I'm gonna see it in the next couple island tours most likely. You know, we're gonna see places like this that people are gonna do, because I think you don't have to go as big. You can go even bigger. You can make a huge dealership with a bunch of cars just parked. The idea of this build is endless. You know, there's so many ways to approach this, so many ways to do this, and I think what we're gonna see in the future because of this island is gonna be amazing work. Okay, and we also even have a helicopter one. They're selling even a helicopter. That's how amazing this is. And then of course we got the building, we got the office right back here, where the person, you know, they're selling, the statue represent the person that's selling or you're gonna talk to, and it's really great. You know, a little building right back here. I think she did an amazing job, amazing composition, and the concept, the whole concept is amazing. And then we're gonna take it for a test drive. You know, we can't afford the gold one, it's just too expensive. But you know, you can ask for a test drive and they say yes. So here we go. So we're gonna hit the open road. Now she's working on a whole new section of her island, right? That is gonna be more road oriented now that we have the trucks. And it's great to hear that, right? A lot of people never wanted to make roads, but now that we got the utes, people want to. And as we were driving, you see all this parking lots area, and then look at this design right here. Look at this composition. This is really good, having all this rock surrounding a tree, surrounding all this corner, just to give it a little extra feel. And again, guys, look at the background, look how beautiful everything is. Look at the middle sections right here, dividing the roads. This is top-notch design. Look at the vine wall, just doing this vine wall right over here. Then we go over the bridges. I love this whole road design, you know, and this is a long road, right? So I'm cutting the segment and showing the best sections of each section of this road. Look how we curve in, look how we go again over the bridge. It's just amazing, truly amazing. And look at this view, look at this, look at this as you're driving and you encounter views like this. Breathtaking. This is truly breathtaking. It's like when we driving through nature in real life and you get to those spots that you can actually pull to the side and take pictures. This is what reminds me of, you know, on a road trip and you take pictures of areas like this. And again, look at all the flowers, look at all the trees, and again, the open area. There's still a lot of trees, but it still feels open. That's the trick again on this island. It just makes it work. Okay, so now we're gonna hit this nature trail. This nature trail is super exciting. It's really good, the concept, because we're gonna go into an amazing area, and the idea and the concept of it is truly, again, I think a lot more people are gonna take these ideas and do them for themselves. But we're taking this nature trail, we're going hiking, we're going through all of this, we follow the trail, then we get to a spot that we can now let go all of our mules, we put them right over here, and then we go to the sanctuary, the Weary Mule Sanctuary, and look at the way we climb up here. Now talk about epic, right? And then look at all those elevated bridges way up there. We are gonna walk in a big circle, and this is the sanctuary of the wildlife, of the Weary Mules, and it's amazing. Look at that waterfall way over there. Look at that fountain. Look at all the lighting. We're gonna go back around, and it's gonna be nighttime, and it's gonna look fantastic, guys. Just wait until we come back. It's gonna look so good. But look, it's just, again, breathtaking. And look how all of this is elevated. I love this idea so much. You know, it's, again, Gamermom, this is truly fantastic. I love this. I love the composition. I love the idea. I love the way you use the bridges. I love how we just go around, and then you just make all this pathing feel fun, feel good. And look, and then the distance, you see all the bridges that are elevated. You see all the Weary Moons, you know, the nature. It just, everything feels great. Sometimes the bridges go over the water. Look at the view of the ocean over here. The future, what she's gonna do back here, who knows? And there's the trail on the map. It's just fantastic. It's truly ideas how you can incorporate builds like this, right? And make something so beautiful, so great. Leave a lot of this chunk of the island as a sanctuary, you know? That way, it makes sense. There's a purpose why this land is not developed, right? And look at this. Look at this view. This is the other side of that waterfall. And as it's getting dark, and as it's getting nighttime, it looks so wonderful with the sunset just hitting it just right. Look at how the water is changing. It looks completely beautiful, you know, and it's just so soothing to look at. It just really makes you appreciate what we can do in this game, how far this game has come, you know, and this game is just still in early access. It's just amazing what we are able to do so far in this game, this open sandbox that is just, it's been given to us to create a world that is just fun and great. Okay, so now we're gonna drive and look at all these broken roads. Look how we go through here, through the river. So great. I know a lot of people are doing this, but I love this right here. What's coming next? Look at this tunnel. Underground tunnel. I was just, oh my gosh, I just love this. I was in awe. The feel, the way this just works in so many levels. And we took it in slow because she could tell I was so excited about this idea. And I know going forward, so many people are gonna be doing this. You know, so many people are gonna try it. So many content creators are gonna be making their own road tunnels. You know, and it's just amazing to see it here, you know, and it's just great. But then we get to the secret garden area. You know, this is the fairy garden. There's some lore here. We have to do an offering, some fairy bread offering, to see if the fairy will appear. You know, this is unique lore on this island. So I put the offering, we put the fairy bread, and the next thing you know, the path lights up. And Gamermom is gonna lead us through this pathing that is lighting up, and we're gonna follow it. We're gonna walk it, and as we're walking, we're gonna take it in the view, because this is something special. We may get to see the fairy that appears. And I'm so excited, you know, as she's telling me this story, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Another lore in the island, you know, that we can all play, that we can all add. And guys, look, the path is lighting up, and it's so great. She accepted the offering, and we're going, and as we get closer, the ocean starts lighting up. And the next thing, things starts taking shape. And now, she is here, the fairy. She is here. She wants us to come. She wants us to come see her. And I'm so excited. And look at this artwork. Again, we made it. We opened the map. And look at this. She is here. The fairy is here. She accepted the offering. We get to see her. And it's such amazing. And the artwork, top notch. Amazing design. Amazing way to do more pixel art. And again, she included this art with her own story, her own background. You know, we've seen this in many different other islands. People are trying to make stories and lore and just like telling stories, you know, fantasy stories in Dinkum. And I like how now we have a fairy lore that if you offer fairy bread, a fairy will appear in your island. And I think that concept is great. I think the idea is great. But now as a design aspect, let's take it in and look at this secret garden. Look at all the glowing mushrooms. This works so well, right? I can't use the mushroom path too much or the mushrooms, but in this idea, in this scenario, in a fairy content, in a fairy tale content, it works so wonderful. And now we need mushrooms in different colors: red, pink, blue, purple, you know, all the colors. We need that. We need that. After seeing this amazing idea, this amazing build, we truly need this concept more in more islands. I want to see this, guys. I want you guys, when I go to your islands, I want to see a little fairy lore in your island. You know, take inspiration, take the way she did it. You don't have to do the pixel art, you know, but let's make more lores in Dinkum. Make up your own, and when I go to your island, I want to experience your story. But it's so amazing. I love this area, the composition, the way the water is falling down into this section right over here is truly amazing. Amazing work, amazing ideas, and it's just so great to see. And then look at this. Right over here we have, I just love the centerpiece. The centerpiece came out so good. Everything, the composition on all of this is so good. It's truly worthy to be taking a screenshot, to add it to your islands, and to have fun. And then before we go to the interview, before we get to sit down with Gamermom and get to know her and get to experience everything she has to say, we have to look one more time at this tunnel, at this idea, the way it feels, the way we walk. And it's just so great. I love this so much, and I can't wait to see this in more islands. But now, let's get ready and to start talking with Gamermom on this amazing interview. Alright everybody, we just finished touring Gamermom's Island Sunflower, and it's such an amazing, beautiful, outstanding island. I'm just truly, there were some areas that are truly blown away, like the bridge, the tunnel, the ferry lore that Gamermom is creating for Dinkum. James, we need more colors, mushrooms, you know, hint hint. So right now we're sitting with Gamermom, and we're gonna get to talk to her and to get to know her just a little bit more. So Gamermom, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you for letting me come and look at all the details on this amazing island. So, Gamermom, one of the first questions that we like to ask is, and I know I already heard a little bit, but how did you learn about Dinkum? How did you start playing this game?
Oh my goodness. A friend of mine who likes to play a lot of cozy games, she sent me a link with all these cozy games in it, and I was just viewing all of them, and Dinkum popped up, and I was just like, as soon as I seen it, I was just like, I've got to have this game. When is it coming out? Give me this game now. And I loved it because I was like, that's, the Animal Crossing, Minecraft, just like that feel. I got to fight a little bit, and I get to design, and I get to play, and we can have pets and animals, and people can come over. And it was just like, I was so excited for this game, and I was waiting and waiting. until the day came and I could get early access. And I was just like, okay, give me it now. It was in my cart and ready to go. And it was just, I just loved it. I fell in love just from the trailer, the very first sight.
Yeah, it's so great to hear you talk like that. I can feel how happy you are just telling that portion of the story. And how do you feel about Dinkum now? We are about to hit 1 year. Most likely, when this video comes out, this island tour, it's a year of Dinkum
Yeah.
that's been out. So, how you feel how the game has gone and have done throughout this year?
Oh, it's been amazing. I've not lost interest in the game. I've done, like I've been had the same island this whole time, and I've been building and building and just enjoying the mine runs, one of my favorite things to do. Um, and just building on the island and just I guess the interaction with the Dinkum dev that makes the game so special because he listens and he listens to our wants and what we like about it and what we want more of, and he just builds on that, and it just makes it so exciting to see what ideals that he takes from us and he decides to put into the game. And it's so nice to have that our voice is heard, and that's what makes this game even more special is just James and the way that he listens and he tries to implement the things that we really want. And I know some things he can't, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just the thought that he listens and he's putting in the things that we really really like and want in the game, and it makes it just like more interesting, and you want to play more and you want to see more and you want to see what's next, and so it's so inspiring and so exciting.
Yes, I 100% agree with that statement. I think out of all the indie games and developers and everything, that one unanimous that I keep just hearing all the time from everybody is how they love how James is involved with the game, involved with the community, and that he is listening, and we know that he is. So it's great that you see that, you feel it, and yeah, it's part of that culture that slowly James has been building by himself in this amazing game. So
Right,
game,
and it's all alone. He does it, by
yeah,
himself, and that's even more amazing.
definitely all alone. So gamer mom, so your island is amazing. The creative process, I mean, that's something that I always like to know. So how do you do your design? How's your process? How does that work?
Um, well, I do some like planning, a little bit. I have used, the graph paper, and I know where, I want things to go and this and that and the other. But a lot of it is like, I started with the town, and I wanted a town square. So I started with that. And then I just started kind of going out from there, and I was like, okay, where's the perfect spot to build this area? I wanted an orchard. So then I'm like, okay, this would be a good spot. So I found spots on the island that I wanted to build the certain areas, and then I had to go back and like mesh it all together, do that subtle,
Mm-hmm.
from one item to the next item to the next build, and I kind of had a little hard time with that at first. And, watching a lot of the content creators out there, it kind of helped me do that process because I had like the town, and I had, the orchard, and then I had my animal farm, and then I had, the dog park. I knew where I wanted the dog park. I just, I wanted to find this perfect spot, and I knew I wanted to have it as soon as the game came out. I'm like, dog park is my main thing, but it took me probably half a year before I decided of where I was going to put the dog park.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it did because I wanted it to be special. And about the time that I figured out where I wanted it is when, why I built the memorial for our little dog Angel. And I was like, this is just the perfect place. I want to be able to get to it from my house. And this is why, and it was a dog spawn, a natural dog spawn. As you can see, the dogs are just running around in the water. And
Yeah,
this was my main purpose for waiting so long to do the dog park. But I knew I was going to do it since day one. So,
that's so great, and that's, I mean, that's why we're doing the interview here. I had a feeling this was where we're gonna do the interview, your favorite place, and
Yeah.
it is beautiful. I mean, that's I love seeing the dogs swimming. This little pond that you created here, the whole
Yeah.
composition is great. Uh, Definitely, and it's so great to hear how your mind works, your creative process, either by using graph paper, looking at other content creators for inspiration, and for one thing that I got from this sentence that you were talking about is you're not rushing it. It took you half a year to find that spot, even though you wanted to do the build. You waited until you felt was the right moment and the right place, and I think that's something it's good to hear for all everyone that's listening that you don't have to rush the build even if you have the idea. It's sometimes it's worth waiting for that spot, for that area that it really is going to work out the best.
Right. For like the first part, I mean for a long time I did a lot of mine runs. I love the mines, so that I did that a lot to get the money so I could get the items, and it was more about the money, and I gotta make all the stuff, and I gotta get all the materials so I can make all this stuff. And so I know a lot of people's like, well, I don't know what to do and I don't know what to build. And I'm like, well, I had my ideal, but I set on my ideal for like months. So it's not a rush. It's not a speed thing. It's more just build as you go. And, I started out, the dog park was the big thing. And like I said, I did other builds before I even done this build, because that was the one major thing that I knew I wanted was the dog park. And I wanted it to be so special. And
Yeah.
then I had like, oh, racetrack. I'm going to build a racetrack over here. And I just picked spots. And then I was like, okay, now I got to tie all this in together. I had like stuff just pop down everywhere. And I was like, and that was my hardest part, is like, how am I going to make this flow? Like go
Yeah.
from one area to the next, and have different ways getting in to different areas. And it just took a lot of like watching other content creators. And as I did have like Specs and B, and just all these other people that you know come in, and I'll be
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know what to do. Shannon, and watching Reeps, and just Moxie. I mean, there's so many, and I hate not to say any names. So all the content creators
Yeah.
that does Dinkum, of course of course the Cozy Grove, and I was just like, do you see this? Does this remind you of anything? So it's like, that's the things I needed to find to tie in my areas. It's like I had these great areas, but I needed those little walkways and those little seating areas and different things to just kind of mesh it all together.
Yeah.
So,
And that's great. And yeah, I mean, inspiration comes from all kinds of form. I love that we have more and more content creators every day for Dinkum. I keep saying it. That's always a great thing. That means that the game is becoming bigger. Is coming to a whole different level. But my next question now is your pixel art is really amazing in this island. And how does the pixel art process work for you? I know we talked about it a little bit, but now I want people to hear it. And how does that work? And how do you approach when you want to do some pixel artwork?
I knew that pixel art was a thing because I played Minecraft, so we had done, I've done some stuff there with my son. But the Minecraft just didn't do it for me. I wanted more of the sweet, like the nice dogs. They don't attack you if you accidentally hit them like they do. I mean, these do, but it's not as bad. You can run away and then come back. Those chase you down. But it,
Yeah.
it was just like, I already knew I could do pixel art. I do a lot of crochet. So I do like what they call graph GANs. So I knew how to make the graphs. And all that. And then I just needed to know like where and what pixel art that I wanted to do. I didn't want to just slap something down and be like, okay, here's my pixel art. Um, so I waited, and I know people came out with it, but I wanted to wait. And the first pixel art I did was the crab over by the Tucker box. And when we got the Tucker box, I was like, I have to do a crab pot island because she has to have somewhere to go and get her food, right? To cook and make things. So that
Yeah.
was my first inspiration for the pixel art. And then I wanted to do the sunflower because I love sunflowers, and James, we need sunflowers in the game. But and I love the sunflowers, so I wanted to do the sunflower pixel art was my second one that I did. And then I was just like, I wanted a tunnel that led to somewheres, and I led it out to where the fairy place is, and I was just like, okay, we need fairy. I want it to look more fairy like and all this stuff, and then decided to do the pixel art of the fairy because like we did the little lore of you got to put the fairy bread down, and if she likes it, then you might get to see the fairy and all that stuff. So that's where that one came in. And of course, I have a couple of other pixel art things that I plan on doing on my island. I won't say anything about it yet. I'll just let that be a surprise for another time. But yeah, I've always done the pixel art stuff with the crocheting and stuff like that. So I knew it was out there. I knew I could do it. It's just I didn't know where I wanted to incorporate it into my island until we got the Tucker box and then got the inspiration from that. And then
Yeah.
I had the ideas. Like I knew I wanted to do a sunflower for my island and just different things like that. So I just waited until, like I said, I didn't get in a rush. It's just I wanted the island to be pleasing to me, and I wanted to look the way I wanted it to look. So I just took my time, and everybody was like getting all the stuff done. Everything looks so great, and I'm just like, I was still building, and then all of a
I
sudden, just within the spring update, I had all these like envisions and with all the new stuff, and then you know I just was like, oh, I want to build this and I want to build that. And so the more updates we get, the more inspiration I get, the more I want to build, the more I want to do. So I'm really excited for the next update and all the stuff that he's going to give us in that.
Oh yeah, it's every update just opens the door for more building, more designing, more decoration, more theme, more just to think of new ideas. But I keep coming to hearing, and I love it. With you is all about patience, all about time, not being in a hurry, and I love that. I love to hear that. I think a lot of people need that. Sometimes we do feel in a rush. We want to build so much. We want to do everything so quickly, and it's nice to hear your take, your version on approaching the game. There's a little more slow. Just do your thing, take your time, and just have fun with it. And I love that. You keep mentioning those little hints about that, and it's so great. It's so refreshing to hear that, and I love that.
Yeah,
I
but
love that.
I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, I don't know what to do," and I'm just starting out, or I'm just here, and I haven't. My island doesn't look so good. I'm like, but you know what? My island didn't for a long time. Until I was putting things, but it just didn't tie in. I just had things plopped down, and I'm like, but it's not a race. It's not who can get it done the fastest or anything. It's what you make it what you want, what makes you happy. When you're on your island, you want to be happy. You
Yeah.
want to have fun. You want people to come over and have fun, and then when with the multiplayer, and they can help build, and they can do these activities with you, and you can make activities, which we need soccer, by the way, or
I know.
badminton or something, because we do have the swing function, so badminton, but just little things like that we can do with other people around the world, and it's just like no matter where you are, you can play with anybody. And now he's added the voice chat and the PvP, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes it so much more fun to get in the game and play. It's just like hours and hours of non-ending fun that you can do with your friends, and they can help you build, and you can fish, and you can race, and it's just there's so much to do.
Yeah, the multiplayer aspect of Dinkum is truly evolving. It's getting better. He's doing more tests. The other day, James was testing to see about 10 people in one island, and he did a stress test. So it's cool, to see that PvP is coming, and it's just, you're right. It just, the game keeps getting better. Playing it with friends is one of the best things that Dinkum has done. That ability to build together, to play together, to work together, to hang out together is just amazing. And that leads us to the next question that I'm very intrigued, and is your new fairy lore. How that idea came, and the whole concept about it?
Well, I the tunnel's what inspired it, and, when I built the tunnel and I put the new, was it the ivy wall or, I
The
forget the
vine
name of
wall?
it, the vine wall, and when I could block that off, I was just like, "I want a little secret area," and then I was like, "What would you need a secret area for?" You know? And then I was like, "Oh, like fairies, something like that." So, I was like started putting up all the little glow mushrooms and everything, and I was like, "We need more fairy stuff," and, I was, talking to Spec about it, and she was like, "Well, you got pixel art, dear." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And I was like, "But I want to get it done for when Jersey comes over." And so I was like, "Okay, let me pick something small." And I started doing it, and I decided to do Tinkerbell. And we were talking, and I was like, I just want it to build up, and then you got to find her. And then we was discussing like we needed like a lure. Oh, we can like put fairy bread because I forgot all about the fairy bread. And we could put fairy bread down, and if, she likes it, then she might show herself to you. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why you have to kind of go back there. And I was like, don't open the map and show everything. I want you to just, be surprised. So yeah, that's kind of how that kind of developed because I knew I wanted like a little fairy place, but I just didn't know like I could put all these glowing mushrooms and stuff and make it look real pretty with the glow buttons, but I didn't have anything fairy. And then I was like, yeah, she's right. And I was like, I've got to, throw this pixel art down real quick so we can, meet the fairy. And so I just went with Tinkerbell.
That's perfect. Is I love it. I love it. Is I love how people keep creating lore, theme, stories inside this world, and encountering your story now and your lore is just adds to the magic of this game. And I truly love it. I'm here for it, and I can't wait for this to keep expanding, and maybe more people like your idea and they add their own fairy corner into their islands. So, and that leads me that I know the answer to this question most likely, but you're here, and I always like to ask what's something you would like for James maybe to add, to consider something that you feel like Dinkum is missing, or items and stuff like that. I think I know what you would pick, but I'll let you answer that.
Yes, James, I would really love some sunflowers because I love sunflowers. And I know it might not be a native plant or flower or whatever, but it's just sunflowers are kind of like you can kind of put them anywhere, I guess,
Yeah.
but I
The,
would
the,
love to have some that you can actually plant and then have some that you can put in a pot as well. But I would also, James, I need the pincher plant, Mr. Chompers, to be able to be caught in the mines. And I need an army of him on my island. Please. We can put him in the pot, we can catch him, and then, in the trap and then put him in the pot or whatever. But I would love to have him on my island.
I knew the sunflower and I knew about the plant. Yeah, definitely 100%. The good
Yes.
thing that I know I can say is that James mentioned in the first episode of Dinkum Talks, he did mention that he is planning to bring trees and flowers that are not native from Australia. So
Right.
so sunflowers can come to the game. So it's one of those good things that he has mentioned because he wants to keep branching out and
Yeah.
bring more flowers and more trees, and so he has mentioned that. So maybe sunflower somewhere in the future.
But,
Well,
anything
yeah.
he brings to the game has just been
Oh,
great.
definitely.
Jacaranda trees and just anything, he brings has just been so awesome. And, even though we don't get everything we ask for, it's still an amazing game. And when it comes out on consoles, I think it's just going to really explode and just there's going to be so many more people playing it. And I think it's just going to be amazing how, everything's going to be once it fully comes out on everything. And, just the inspiration that everybody's going to get from all the creators, from friends, like I did with my friend B. She's been a great friend, and, we call her B. And of course, I made the little pixel art of the bee. And then,
Yeah.
but that was just like the whole reason, that you play the games is to play with friends. And you get a lot of inspiration from your friends, your family, your creators, your animals. It's just a great game, and I can't wait until more people are playing and just having fun with it. Bring Dinkum to the world. Everybody's gotta have it.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It always reminds me of the way Minecraft started. It was a one little thing. They have everything, but people still loved it, and now they're in version 20, update number 20, and they're still expanding it and adding items. So I feel like
Right.
Dinkum can be that in some
Yes,
time.
most definitely. And more mine
More
runs.
mines, more mine runs, different levels. Well,
Yeah.
well, Gamer Mom, thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you so much for having me over, for letting me showcase your island to the world, to talk about everything you've done, all the details, and to sit down with you and to get to know you more and to have this great conversation that I have enjoyed and I know everybody else is enjoying so much.
Well, thank you for coming. I was so excited, and so it's just so special for you to come and do the tour of my island and just be here and talk with you. It's been great. I loved it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Gamer Mom.